Content is non-negotiable, especially now in 2025. The digital marketing world has shifted. Paid ads are more expensive, cold outreach is effective, but the battle for attention is fierce, fierce, fierce. Customers are smarter, right? They research, they go compare. How to build and manage a lean team that handles all this with super efficiency, that's what we're special. Well, I could say I'm specializing in that, and that's what we're helping other people, but we can teach you how to do it too without needing any massive payroll. Why most content strategies fail? Let's be honest. Most content strategies fail flat because they focus on trends or fast things that are in the world that we live in that's not really sustainable. The 747 content system, how to create over 1,000 pieces of content with just 2 hours of time per month. Now that sounds crazy, right? But imagine generating enough high impact content to fuel your business for an entire month in just 2 hours. Not just random posts, but strategic evergreen content that leads, attract, builds content for you to position yourself as the leader and the authority in your space. That sounds impossible, stick with me because I'm about to show you how the 747 content system makes not only it possible, but predictable. Now, this exact system is the thing that we've used for the last maybe 10 years, driving over $2 million in revenue per year. And just think about that. No big team, no massive ad spend. My name's Matt Coffy. I've built a multiple seven-figure digital agency, and I've actually sold it and made it to the Inc. 5000. I've worked with 1,000 entrepreneurs to scale businesses and brands. I'm not speaking from theory here. I've been in the trenches building real brands. Now I'm doing consulting and working with all sorts of people just like you. But first, what are you going to learn from this video and why you should listen to me? You're going to learn about how we create 1,000 pieces of content from just 2 hours of work. There's 7 different networks, there's 4 different times per day, and there's 7 days a week that we post this material. That's why we call it 747. And how to blend long-form content, including social media, podcasts, blog articles, and video distribution into one system. That's why we call it the 747 content system. It's designed to eliminate the overwhelm and simplify your content. If you can get delivery of consistent engagement and leads from it, that's where the magic happens, right? So there's lots of things to talk about here. How to build and manage a lean team that handles all this with super efficiency, that's what we're special. Well, I could say I'm specializing in that, and that's what we're helping other people, but we can teach you how to do it too without needing any massive payroll, right? So that's the key here. So that's what you're going to learn. Real strategies to ensure that every piece of content is purposeful and useful and trust building for your brand. Now, driving your audience closer to becoming clients. If you're ready to simplify your content strategy and amplify your business results, this is the blueprint you need. So stay tuned because the next few minutes could completely transform how you approach content forever. Let's dive in. Why content is non-negotiable, especially now in 2025. The digital marketing world has shifted. Paid ads are more expensive, cold outreach is effective, but the battle for attention is customers are smarter, right? They research, they go compare, they ask themselves, who can I trust? Google's zero moment of truth. I talk about this a lot with a study that Google put out there is that people need to consume about 7 hours of exposure across 11 touch points and through 4 different platforms before they even make a decision, right? If you're not actively shaping their journey with compelling content, you're losing sales. Why most content strategies fail? Let's be honest. Most content strategies fail flat because they focus on trends or fast things that are in the world that we live in that's not really sustainable. If you also realize that people burn out trying to do daily content, chasing all these views that people don't even convert on, and they may even try and retrain themselves on trying to find systems and structures that deliver consistency. Now, that's the one thing that I learned much over time, but that ends now, right? So the 747 content system is built for business owners who don't have endless hours of time to waste. It's designed to help you create strategic evergreen content in just 2 hours per month. Now, first, craft your long form foundation. You start with one powerful long form of content. Think of it like a podcast or a show or an educational video. This is the core of your message, built to basically live forever online and attract qualified leads. For example, one of our single clients created a single 30-minute video that continues to generate leads for now 2 years, right? Because it solves a problem that never goes out of style. Now, step 2, repurpose this content with precision. This is where the magic happens. From just 2 hours of material, we produce 120 pieces of content. I know that sounds crazy. It's a lot of strategic repurposing, meaning that expands to over 1,000 unique pieces of content if you put it all across the different networks that are out there. Again, various platforms that we cut up this original material and put it into production on a daily basis. Here's the breakdown. Content is distributed across 7 different networks. Now, you know who the 7 different networks are: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google. We all know the networks that are out there are people that are spending their time in every single day. We mix a blend, what we would call the podcast show cut-ups and distributions, into both short and long form video structures. Additionally, we create 100 strategic blog posts from this. So it's not just about putting content out there on the social strategies, it's actually putting it onto your website. And now, this isn't random content. It's all designed strategically to align with each platform. So really what you want to do is you want to maximize and create multiple touch points for each one of these posts. These video podcasts that get cut up and then put into your blog are actually crafted to lead people back to you as let's just say, a evangelist of trust. And then we have our conversion and engagement strategies that map into this. 3 is to delegate systems, not hope. Here's where most businesses fall short. They hire a person to expect them to know everything, and that's a recipe for failure. I've seen it again and again with our clients who try and shove something down someone's throat to make them do all these systems when there's actually systems that need to be in place. So if you build a system where each person focuses on their core strength, let's just say using AI for captions, automating post-its, putting templates out there, and empower the video person to actually be an editor and a storyteller, just not a clip cutter, which we find is very obvious. Optimize and get your quality control down. So overseeing that is a great system of quality control. Regular reviews to create feedback loops. And this is what we train our team on, is to evolve with the market. As the market evolves, we actually train how our team wants to interface with what's trending in, let's just call it, the art of putting stuff together online. Now, again, you don't need a massive payroll. With geographic arbitrage, that means we can hire overseas at a fraction of the cost to help our people move forward. The hiring process for us gets us top tier talent without breaking the bank. So we can pass on the savings to you, right? So the real results and the real proof is that this isn't really theory, it's real. Here's a couple of ideas of clients that we've recently worked with. We took one client that boosted his lead flow 200% within the last 90 days. We took another client, literally cut their lead costs in half because of the fact that all of this content was out there. So people weren't researching as much to find out information. The most important one, and I think I really love this one, we transformed a negative profit margins company with sluggish revenue, basically to go from 0 to doing over $150,000 worth of profit with a $400,000 record month in January by implementing the system. So why do you need to act now? Look, the market is getting tougher. Organic content is no longer a nice to have. It's part of what we have to do. Brands that start today will own the next 3 years. Brands that hesitate, well, they'll get behind. You have 2 choices right now. You can either take the system and implement it yourself, meaning that you can look through the system that we have here and go through everything that we do, which we give away for free. You can take our entire template and break it down yourself and then put it into production and build it on your own. Or you can just partner with us and use a team that's already perfected the approach. Now, either way, remember this: consistency, and brands that commit to the process that they do today will own the future. I'm Matt Coffy. Let's build something that lasts. Let's create content that converts, content that stands out, content that defines your brand, things that will happen to you for years to come if you do this right. The time is now. Let's get to work. So if you're interested in finding more about this, we have a link. You'll find it. Get the templates that we use and the infrastructure that we use to get your own 747, your company.